Commanding General YAHANNA will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General YAHANNA live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the I.S.U.P.K. UK. Lift the glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahweh in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General YAHANNA will put 12 chill general Muhammad scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, I.S.U.P.K, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General YAHANNA will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. YAHANNA.
Us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
My love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying. This shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Suckle up and stay alert. Another cop just stretch the nigga. He a demon, this that exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that oath in blood, then you know I'm gon' get active with you. Fuck the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit, I ain't listening. Is it effective? If revenge was a woman, I stroke that bitch like Jack. So Tower War, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that, bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real trigger know them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light. It ain't about who got this gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chains. Free shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand and feed you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitchin' about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. I'm a certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a sword. AI with that hollow son. Yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville. You feel your boy. Still about my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game. Pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
Backstage.
You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about?
If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga named Slayer, what you think, boy, you be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, soup solid, little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way, what you think? I love this brotherhood, hood. More than you, bitch. Lashawan shit, I'm bout it. UPK, soup solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Should've took the time, get a damn no. But I see the starter and I show her. She could never get a piece whole. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jewelry. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bitch mugger. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga named Slayer, what you think, boy, you be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, soup solid, little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way, what you think? I love this brotherhood, hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't none of me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you're scoring off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. UPK play for keys, nigga. Commanding general get a damn order, but ain't nothing me to damn kill you. I was talking his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close comeback. Nigga, I popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade just line up. Young nigga named Slayer, what you think, boy, you be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, soup solid, little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way, what you think? I love this brotherhood, hood. More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Backstage.
Okay, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatam to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Ayla by Hashem Yahushua to all the sisters. This is the I.S.U.P.K. On the commanding journey YAHANNA, started out 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the commanding journey YAHANNA. Today's class is the Lashawan Qadash, which is translated as holy tongue. Lashawan meaning tongue as in language, Qadash meaning holy. Today's class, we teach you your original tongue. Before you were taught, English, French, Spanish, Creole. Before you were taught these languages, we spoke Hebrew. Like Hispanic Native Indians, this is the language that we spoke originally. And in the UK, we have classes in the school every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. The school is at 394 Lodge Road, B8 in Birmingham, postcode B18 5PW. So if you can attend those classes, make sure you pull up to the school, or you can watch online. Tuesday is the Brotherhood class, which is taught online by Officer 500 Tazapawan. And then Friday class is also taught online, which is taught by myself, Officer 500 Alban. And then we also have the Sabbath service every Saturday, usually around 10 p.m. 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. Also, we have today, after the Lashawan Qadash, so after this class ends, we have the on-end radio show, which is usually from around 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And that's, I believe, all my announcements. We have an upcoming feast day, the Feast of Tabernacles, as I'm sure you all have heard of by now. Commander Jenny Yohanna and all the generals will be coming down to the UK. First time all the generals are touching ground in the UK. We'll be at King James Castle in Edinburgh, Scotland. We'll be celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, a black man's castle. Okay. Now to start off, Shalom Diana, Shalom Lord of Christ. So as I like to start off with, I also like to start off every class. Could I get you to state your registry for me, Baba Kishore?
Can you repeat that?
So as I like to start off in every class, could I get you to state your registry? Do you remember how to state your registry?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Diana Bath Banyam Bath Yashala.
Most High Christ. So as the sister said, is Diana Bath Banyamyan, so daughter of Benjamin, Bath Yashala, daughter of Israel. Most High Christ. Okay. So to start off, we're just going to go over the Hebrew alphabet. So if you can, what's the first letter of the alphabet?
A.
A, that's correct. So we have A. Go ahead.
Ba.
Ba, yeah.
I think Ga.
Ga, yeah.
Da.
Da.
Hold on. What is it? Is Ha next?
Yes, Ha. So how about that down Ha?
Ya. Is that next?
So next is Wa. So Wa. And I'll carry on from now. Just you've done the first one. Or do you wanna carry on? So Abagada Hawa. Can you tell me what we got next? Also, shalom to everybody that's checking in. We got General Wright, Nizam Anya. It's like a Nizam Anna. We got Officer Ramawan Banya Sha'ala, all the way from Chicago. Also, Christ. Yabashim Shabakata. We got young man Sahaja. Okay. We got Princess Nakat. Shalom Yabashim Alata Bashim Yabashai. California, I believe. Most Christ. Okay, for time's sake, so after wa we have za. So abagada ha wa za ka ta ya ka la ma na sa I, then pa, which is pa to za. Can everybody see on the board clearly? Should be coming through clear. Yeah. So, to za. And we have qua, ra, sha, and sa. So that's the Hebrew alphabet in the ancient, the paleo. So everyone, if you want to get that written down, I'll give you time to get this down. And then I'm gonna show you the Assyrian as well. So that's the modern Hebrew. It's important that we know both Hebrews. I mean, if I had it my way, we would just have to learn this Hebrew because this is the nice Hebrew. This is the black man's Hebrew. But unfortunately, everything written in Hebrew today, like the modern texts, is more in the modern Hebrew. Like for example, if you was to buy a Tanakh, which has the Bible written in Hebrew, it will be the modern Hebrew. So what you want to do is learn this Hebrew. This one's way easy to learn, in my opinion. And then learn the modern, just so you can translate the modern by knowing the paleo, if that makes sense. So everyone wants to get these down, get these written down in your notes, and then I'll show you the Assyrian, the letters in the Assyrian Hebrew. Someone else has just joined in. Shalom, we got Jasmine, Renee Wright, checking in from Houston. Sign across. Right, for time's sake, just so we can get onto our topic, if you do want to write all this down and if you don't have it already, you can take a screenshot, or you can pause that. If you're watching live, you can pause it and write these down. I'm just going to move on to the Assyrian. Okay. So the Assyrian. Ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, za, ka. See how ta is written. Yes, just ta. Ya is just a little. Then ka. Now there's two ways to write ka. There's this way if it's so in the middle or beginning of a word, and then if it's at the end of a word, you write it like this. Wa. The same with ma. If it's at the beginning of a word, you write it like this. So it's like, a second. Let me get it. Because with handwriting, it's tricky to write these. This one. So it's like this, or if it's at the end of a word, you kind of write it as a square. You have na, which is like this, or just at the end of a word, it's kind of like a long line, kind of like the wa, but longer. And sa is written as a circle. I is written that. Pa, there's two ways to write pa. One that's this, and then there's one at the end of a word, like that. Taza, how's this? Oh. Taza is, or if it's at the end of a word, it's just joins together like that. Kwa, kwa is one like this. Ra, like that. Sha is, right, so we go. It's basically written like that. And then fa is written like so there are 5 letters that have variations based on if they're at the end of the word. There's ka, ma, na, pa, and taza. Those 5 you want to remember, they have these variations. Yep. Okay, now again, if you haven't got these written down, you want to make sure you make a note of these. Either take a screenshot, or you can pause the video with time sake and get into my topic. Now I'm going to start off with subject pronouns. Now to explain what a subject pronoun is basically, say if you say somebody's doing something, the subject pronoun is who you're referring to. So subject pronouns could be things like I, he, she, you, they, us, or we. Those are subject pronouns. So we're going to learn those in the Hebrew. So again, I'll give you a chance to take a screenshot or have this written down. We'll move on to start this. I'll give you all time to write these. Let me get okay, so the first subject pronoun I'm going to teach you is I or I am. And in the Hebrew, that is anya. So an, ya. Now written in the Hebrew, I'm just going to write it in the paleo. It's easiest to do. So it'd be a, na, and then ya. The a and the na join together to make an, and then the ya is separate. So that's anya, which means I or I am. Hey, shalom, y'all, the Lord of Christ. Okay. Let me get the second line.
Shalom.
Shalom, Yahweh Shema Lashawan Shai. Second one is you. Now, you in the Hebrew as a subject pronoun is atha. So, like in the salute, you say Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Barak atha, which means Yahweh in the name Yahweh Shai, bless you. So, atha is you as a subject pronoun. Atha. And all that is in the Hebrew is ah. So, atha with the H. So in the Hebrew it's ah, tha, and then ha. The I is singular, and the tha and ha join together to make tha with the H at the end. We've got some more people doing online. We've got Hawabah, Shalom, Lord of Christ. We have Azania Allah, Most High in Christ from Chicago too. And we've got select here. We have Atta. No. Yeah. Oh, got the wife from Good Man James. That's Zion Dread. Okay. So after tha, we have space there. So we have I, we have you, and teach you how to say he. Who we? Big difference. Okay, he. Now he in the Hebrew is hawa'ah. So ha, wa, ah. So you have ha, wa, ah. That's how you say he. Now to say she, is ha, ya, ah. So haya, ah. Is how you say she. And again, it's just ha, ya, ah. Now to say we, it is, this one's a bit of a longer one. So we is anak, anak nawa. So to write this in the Hebrew right below it, so we have a, na, ka, anak, na, wa. So we have a, nak, na, wa. Anak nawa. That's how you say we. So you want to write all these down, and then we'll move on to the plural subject pronouns. Well, I guess we could also be considered a plural one, but there's more like if I'm talking to you as a group of men, or you as a group of sisters, there's a pronoun for that. If I'm talking to they as a group of men, or they as a group of sisters. Let me give you all some time to write these down. Now let me know once you guys have written this down. We'll move on. And again, if anybody has any questions in the chat or in the class, if you're in the class, just raise your hand or say Salakia. If you're online, just put your question in the chat and I'll get to it. Okay, is it? You're still right? Yeah, still right. Now, again, you'll see it in the pinned comments, but if anybody wants to join these classes live, so if you want to join the I.S.U.P.K UK classes live, Lashawan Qadash, contact me via Facebook. You'll find my Facebook name in the chat. It is Ra'alban Banyam. It's like Ra'alban Banyam, meaning Ra'alban is a Hebrew for Reuben, which is my name, meaning behold the son. And then Banyamyan is my tribe, Benjamin. Okay. The time's like, has everybody got these first two? Is there anybody still writing these down? I'll take the silence as a law.
So lucky, sir. I didn't hear.
Can't, no sweat. Is anybody still writing these two down?
Can't.
First two. La?
First two.
Yeah, is anybody still writing I or U? Just so I can make space for some more.
Yeah.
So we have he, she, we. Now we have you in the plural sense. So I'm gonna write you in the plural, masculine sense. So plural M is a thumb. Which is why, say if you're saluting the class, so when the teacher salutes the class back, he says Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Barak a thumb, which means Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless you all. So a thumb, so in the Hebrew that is a, tha, ma, so a thumb, and then you with the feminine plural is afan. Afan, which is why when we salute the sisters, we say Yahweh Shema I'll Athan Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which means Yahweh, watch over you all of the sisters, in the name of Yahweh Shai. So, Athan. Okay, is there anybody still writing down these last three? He, she, and we.
I finished that.
Ayala, you still writing any of these down?
Can't.
Can't. So what I'm going to do over today's class is we're going to teach you all the subject pronouns, and I'm going to teach you the rules regarding present tense verbs. So things that you're currently doing. For example, if I was to say the verb watch, which is Shema, I'm going to teach you how to say watching. So like I'm watching, or she's watching, he's watching, so on and so on. Since it's lack here, the footage is blurry. It seems pretty clear on my end. It might be a connection. Is it blurry for anybody else? It might be either connection or your resolution settings.
It's not blurry.
Not blurry? Yeah, come. You might just want to check your internet and check the resolution settings on the YouTube. Okay, Ayala, let me know once you've written all these down, okay? Hey, Shalom says Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Shem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Shem Yahweh Shai.
Most on Christ. Okay, so today we're going over subject pronouns, and we're going to go over present tense verbs and how you work those with these subject pronouns. So I'm not sure if you caught the beginning, but there were two more. So I taught the two different pronouns is I and you. Did you manage to catch those, or did you need me to write them again?
Concert, I'm caught up.
It's not blurry, just your board is too far back. Give me 1 second. If I remove let me get closer. Yeah, that should work. Okay. Let me know if that's too wide in the comments. Should be able to see a bit better. Okay. So, Salam, as you just joined the class, I'm going to teach you how to say I or I am. So you wanna list these down as subject pronouns. So really,
Sir, I caught the beginning part.
perfect. Oh, that's not close. These are subject pronouns. So that's I, you, he, she, we, you talking to a group of men, talking to a group of sisters, and then we also have they in the both contexts. Let's see, Rob, let's settle. Let's go first. Give you some time. Get these down. Okay. Is there anybody still writing these down? So he, she, and we.
Con.
Huh? Where are you up to, Ayala?
She.
Which one are you up to? We. Oh, she. Okay.
She.
Okay, no sweat. I'm gonna. What about he? So it should be able to fit some more of there. Okay. So we have they as a plural masculine, which is ham. So I think this is the same as like when it's a possessive pronoun, as we did sort of a few classes back. If you're referring to be saying something's theirs, like their father, you would say, and it's a group of men, you say Abba Ham. The same way to say theirs, you'd say they in the same way. Well, this would be like its own word, like they did this. So Ham is just ha ma. Now I know some of y'all might be thinking, well, isn't that the name of the progenitor of the African nations? Well, Ham in that context, the progenitor of the African nations is actually spelled Kham, like using ka. This would be Ham, as in the nation of, it's not really a nation. The nations of Ham, it would be said as Kham rather than Ham, like that. Just to clear up any confusion. And then the last one we have is they as a feminine plural. F is Han. So that should be all of them. We have I, you, he, she, we, you, they. Should be 9. Yeah. Why does this keep this? Right. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. All right, so you want to write all these down? First, we have a question to be asked. Salaki, how would you say teacher in Hebrew? Okay, let me check that for you. The best thing to do is find where teacher is written in the Bible. If you have a blue letter Bible, you can have like the interlinear concordance. So let me find a place where teacher is put. Teacher, let's see. Teacher. Okay. So what I can find in the Old Testament, let me just double check. Okay. So teacher in Hebrew is, 1 second. In the concordance, it's written down as ma. So teacher is written down as ma bayan, ma bayan, or ma bayan. So this is what teacher is, from what I can see in the concordance, ma bayan. So bayan is a verb meaning teach, and it says teacher is written as ma bayan. No sweat. If you have a now there's certain words that have multiple meanings. So if you have a concordance, you have a concordance app.
I'm done.
Okay, most are correct. So you finished all of them for these plural ones as well?
لا.
No, no sweat. Just carry on writing those down. Yeah, if you have a the interlinear concordance, you can look up teacher. I know there's a good one on Android. I haven't managed to find like a good one that has a full list on Apple. Let me have a look. It's correct here. What was I doing? I was looking up into concordance. Yes, I know there's a good one on there's a good one in, what's it called? Good one on Apple. I'll share that in the chat, the link to that. That's the one that I use. I mean, not on Apple, on Android. And this is where you'll find like the you'll have all the basically like it's kind of like a dictionary. You can use it as a dictionary. We'll have words in Hebrew. So if you look up teacher, it should show you. Let's see if I can find one on Apple. I think probably the best thing I have on Apple is the Blue Letter Bible itself. Yeah. Okay. So while we're all them written down. Move on to verbs. Kind of start at the top. A lot to go over. What I'll do is I can explain certain things. So today we're going to go over present tense verbs. So in order to make a verb present tense, meaning it's currently happening.
So like you said, I'm done.
Most likely, you finish these as well, the top ones?
Yes.
Okay, so is everybody finished these? Or is that better?
Yeah.
Is that anybody still writing these down?
Yeah.
There is? Somebody still writing this down? I don't think so. All right, let me put these up. Let's start there. So now I'm going to go on to verbs. Verbs, and in this instance, we're focusing on present tense. So present tense. So to make a verb present tense, you add wa, which is this symbol, between the first and second letter. So between first and second letter. So you want to write that rule down. So for present tense verbs, you add a wa between the first and second letter. So for example, if I was to give you a verb, if I was to give you the verb shama, which means, does anybody know what the word shama means? Anybody in the chat or anybody online? Does anybody know what the verb shama means? So if I was to say, Yahweh Shema, Allah Thaba Shemi Al Shai, what does shama mean in that instance? Shema mean. Okay, for time's sake, I'll give it to you. Shema means watch. Meaning it's like to watch over, to protect. Means watch. So Shema, I'll, Athar. Shema means watch. I'll means over. Athar is you. So Shema means watch. Now, if I were to say watching, like I'm watching, I would use the subject pronoun anya. So I would say an, ya, sha, wa. So this is, let's make it present tense. Sha, wa, ma. So anya, sha, wa, ma means I am watching. So anya, sha, wa, ma. So you add the wa. So if I was to write it in Hebrew, the anya. So anya. Then you have sha. So usually shema would be written as sha, mar. So between the first and second letter, you add a wa. So sha, wa, ma. So sha, wa, ma. This is I am watching. So let me write the definition. I am watching. So if I was to say you are watching, it would follow the same rule. So it would be, if the person he was talking to was male, it would be Atha Shawama. So it would just be changing the subject to Atha, which means you, and Shawama is watching. So that's you are watching. That's if you're talking to a male. Now, if you're talking to, if the subject is female, there's a rule you want to write down. So let me write this down. Watching. I don't think there's much space to write anything else down. I'll make sure you guys write this down, and I'll show you how to write it if the subject is female. So, for example, if I was speaking to Shalam and I was to say you were watching, there's a rule that you would do to make the verb relate to a female, make it feminine. So if I was to give, let's see, if I was to give another verb as an example, it's a good one. If I was to give the word give, which is Nathan, so I'll write this down on this whiteboard, it's just an example. So if give is Nathan, how would I say, as a man, how would I say I am giving? If anybody can tell me. So you want to use the subject pronoun. If I were to say I. I'm Christ, we got young man Jay checking in from Los Angeles. Also I'm Christ, yeah, about TITHES.
Sure.
So could anybody tell me, if I was to use the verb give, which is Nathan, how would I, like we did with Shema, to say I am watching as a man, it would be Anya Shawama. How would you say I am giving? Does anybody know, or do you want me to give it to you? Go ahead. Shalom Nahar.
I might say this wrong. Anyan Nawathan.
Correct. If I would say I'm giving, it'd be Anya Na. You add the Y in between the first and second letter. So it'd be Na Wa Than. So to say I am giving, let me just write it here. I am giving it would be Anya Na Wa Than. Shalom, Yabashim Shabbat, Yabashim Bashim. So Anya Na Wa Than. That's I am giving. Okay, so there's quite a bit y'all missed at the beginning. So went over subject pronouns. There's quite a few. Let's see. What I'll do, just write down what we have on the board currently. I'll teach you how to say how verbs work if the subject is feminine, and then I'll go over the subject pronouns again quickly. Real quick, could I get everybody else who hasn't stated their registry? So Shalom, if you could state the registry for me, please.
Slovakia.
Good.
All right. Shalom Nahar Bath Yahawada Bath Yasserala.
Most sign class, that's correct. Ayala, do you know how to state your registry?
Salakia, I didn't hear.
Do you know how to state your registry?
La.
No sweat. So to state your registry, you'd say your name. So you'd say Ayala.
Yeah. Con?
So Ayala, then Bath. You say Bath.
Ba.
So Bath means daughter or daughter of. So it's Ayala, Bath, daughter of Banyamyan, which is Benjamin, your tribe. So say Banyamyan.
Banyam.
Then Bath again. So say Bath.
Ba.
Yep. And then you'd say Yasharala, which is Israel.
Yashuwala.
So Yasharala.
Yasha Allah.
Most High in Christ. So what you just said was Most High in Christ. What you just said was Ayala, daughter of Benjamin, daughter of Israel. That's how you state your registry, okay? So it would be Ayala, Bath Banyamyan, Bath Yasharala. Okay. Officer Tazarpon, if I could get you to state your registry. Tazarpon Banyamyan. Most High in Christ. Sharapal. Yasharala, Most High in Christ. Good. Okay. Okay, so what we went over as you writing this down. I went over subject pronouns. So for example, Anya is I or I am. So I'm gonna have to go back so you can write those down. Or I can actually just give you my notebook. But what we're going over now, you guys want to write these down. So just write down Anya and what it means. I am. And share it between you. Let's get these down. Yeah, so all of them. So it's I, you, he, she, we, then plurals, that's you plural, feminine male, and they plural, feminine male. What we're going over here is how to write verbs in the present tense. Yeah, do that and then do this. For sharp eyes, you don't have the notepad. I'll tell you what we're going over here. So we're going over how to write verbs in the present tense. So if you have a verb, like for example, shema, which means watch, to make it a present tense verb, you add wa, so the character wa between the first and second letter. So sha, mar, so there's 3 letters. To make it present tense, you add a wa here. So shawama, which is here, means watching. And then anya is the subject pronoun, which means I or I am. So this is how I would say as a man, I am watching. Now we can teach you to say if you're a woman that's saying I am watching, all you do is add, let's see, there's a space. Okay, let me write here. If the subject is female, so I'll just put female, you add ha or ha at the end of the verb. At the end of, you guys still see that? Yes. At the end of the word. So for example, with Anya Shawama, which means I am watching, If this was a woman saying I'm watching, for example, if Sharpa, you to say Anya, if you say you're watching, all you do is you'd add ha at the end. So you'd say Anya Shawamara. So you'd add ha at the end. So instead of being Shawama, it would be Shawama Ra.
Can I be excused?
That's how you say I'm watching if you're a female. So go ahead.
So lucky, sir. Can I
It's
be
spelled female. Can you be excused? Khan, go ahead. You can be excused.
Yahashima Alpha
Put your Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Shemi outside. So for everybody that was writing down notes before, Diana, Shalom, Naha, did you get? So for masculine, you just add the wa between the first and second letter. If it's feminine, you add the wa, but you also add a ha at the end of the word. Do you guys have it in your notes where that all makes sense? You have both rules written down.
Yeah.
Most are correct.
Khan. Slakia, sir. Is it
Go ahead.
is it ha or is it ah?
So it's a ha. Now the reason why adding a ha at the end makes it shawama ra is because at the end the ra and the ha will connect. So it'd be R-A-H.
Khan, sir.
Khan. No sweat. So for example, if I was to go back to this I'm giving example, if this was a sister saying I'm giving, you would say Anya Nawathana. So it'd be Nawathan and then add a ha, so Nawathana means I am giving if the subject is female. So the person who's saying it is female. If there's anybody that's confused that's watching online, just let me know. I'll go over it again. If you understand, just put calm or just let me know you understand. I'm gonna be going moving forward so I can make sure everyone understands. Go ahead. Erase it. If you want, you might just for time's sake, because there's more rules I want to go over. There's about 2 more. You might want to take a picture of this board. Just so when you're done, you can pass that over to Sharpa to write the pronouns, and then you can get this one. Well, she'll need to write down the subject pronouns in her notes. Okay, so does everybody understand that's watching online? Are you all following? Just put a con or a 1 in the chat. Let me know. If not, I'll go over it again. I'll use a different example. Okay, we got Khan, Musa and Chris. Okay, so shall probably written all this down. Is everybody online? Have you guys written this down as well?
Yeah.
First. Okay. So I'll teach you about the other rules. So the wa, to make all verbs present tense, you'll add the wa in between the first and second letter. That remains. Now, there's other examples. So just to keep the same rules we went over, if I was to say he is watching, you can tell me what the subject pronoun for he is. Say again? So it'd be hawa'a. So ha, wa, a. Which means he. I was actually just gonna write. He is watching, so he is watching. It would be ha, wa, a. Let me try not to write too small. Can everybody see that? Yeah. So hawa'a, sha, wa, mar. So shama is the verb to make it present tense, shawama for the masculine. Now, if you used to say she is watching, so she, let me write out in the Hebrew actually, just so you can see what's being added and how it changes the word. So hawa'a, shawama, so ha, wa, a, sha, wa, mar. Ha, wa, a, shawama. So that's he is watching. Now to say she is watching, you can tell me the subject pronoun for she. Haya'a. So let me just write this. She is watching is ha-ya-a. So ha-ya-a. Make sure I'm not writing this too small. So ha-ya-a. Sha wa ma ra. So to write out in slow down. You should slow down pretty bad. Let me write this again. So sha wa, making it present tense. Ma ra. This ha at the end makes it feminine. So how it works is you have ha, ya, a, which is she, a, sha, wa, ma, ra, and then ha. So sha, wa, ma, ra. So she's watching is haya a, shawamara. She's watching. So those are the singular, male and female, how you'd write the present tense verbs. He, she. Now we would also follow the same rule. So if it's a I think if it's a group of men or a group of brothers and sisters, it'd probably just be the masculine. where if it was a group of sisters, you'd use the feminine. So to say we as a subject pronoun is anak nawa. So say we as a group of men, or say you're in the school, there's men and women, you'd probably use a masculine, so it'd be anak nawa shawama, means we are watching. If it was just a group of sisters, you say anak nawa shawamara.
Following the same rule. No sign comes obviously Kazaiwan. Explanation for Qadash. No sign Christ the water. So
Yabashim Shabbat. Do we have any questions on the masculine and feminine present tense verbs? I must be teaching real well. All right, so I'll just give the example down of we are watching. So I'm going to do it in this masculine sense. So we are watching, just so you can get, and I'll show how you can get the subject pronouns down. So we is anak nawa. That's we as a subject pronoun. So anak nawa sha wa mean present mar. So to write it out in Hebrew, anak nawa sha wa mar. Meaning we are watching in its masculine sense. So you can tell me if it was a group of sisters saying we are watching, how would you say that? Let's see who's paying attention. Okay, that's we. Anak nawa. A thon means you talking to a group of sisters. But if a group of sisters were to say we are watching, so this is how you'd say it, we are watching in the masculine sense. Nah. So a thon means you talking to a group of men. So this is we are watching in the masculine sense. It's a naknawa shawama. Now to make a verb feminine, to make this feminine, if it was a group of sisters saying it, it would still be a naknawa. Say again. Sharamara. So what you would do to make this feminine, so if I put F here, this is feminine. If it's just a group of sisters, it's anaknawa shawama ra. So you add ha at the end, it's just the ha here, to make the verb feminine. So how it would work is you'd add the ha here, and it would be anaknawa shawama ra. That's how you make it feminine.
So we doesn't have that.
Yeah, we remains the same. We as a subject pronoun just stays the same. Anaknawa. So using the example here, so that one is how you might understand how you make it like the masculine versus feminine. So he is watching is hawa'a shawama. She is watching is haya'a. So that's the feminine subject. Subject is feminine. Shawama ra. So you add ha at the end to make it feminine. If the subject is feminine, the subject is female. Sign Christ.
Okay, do the time. Okay, we should be able to get
the other. There's two more rules depending on whether it's plural masculine, or plural feminine. So I'm going to use the other wait, is that right? This is plural. We is plural. So actually, give me 1 second. Let me go over. I'm not know. Okay, Slack. I might have done this wrong. We is plural. Give me 1 second. Let me read it. So the knock stays the same. More. So if this is masculine, so masculine plural, the way you do masculine plurals, it's like if you had written this down, just, or if you are writing it currently, just stand by and let me redo it. So Shawama. So the way it would work, let me see. So the masculine plural, you add yam at the end of the verb. So this would be Shawama yam. Is how to say we are watching for a group of men. Yam. Khan, that's right. Okay. So like if any confusion. So if it's plural and masculine, you add yam at the end of the verb. So Anaknawa is we, Shawama yam, we're watching. You still writing down the sugar point. For time's sake, I would have just written down what it is in English and then what it is in Hebrew, like written out, and then you can do the Hebrew letters like this. You can do that later. Just so, come on. So this is we are watching it in the masculine sense. Now I'll show y'all in the feminine. Has everybody got these two examples down? Fine. Has everybody got he is watching and she is watching? Online? Just give me a thumbs up. Fine. I've not okay. Now for a feminine plural verb, so if you used to say we are watching with a group of sisters, or if you used to say, we'll just keep it, we are watching in the feminine sense. So again, it's a naknawa, which means we, a nak, na, wa. And then you say sha, and so sha, wa, shawa, mar. And then you'd add waf at the end of the verb. So this makes it present tense, this makes it a feminine plural. So a naknawa, shawamarwaf. So to write it out, nak, na, wa, sha, wa, mar, waf. So sha, wa, mar, waf. So you can use this example with, say if you're saying they are watching, talking to a group of sisters, talking about a group of sisters, it would be han, which is they in the feminine. It would be han shawama wat. They are watching. If you're saying they are watching, talking to a group of men, it would be ham shawama wat. Let's straighten this out. Shawama wat. Wait, I said the last part. So say it was a group of men, we say ham shawama yam, which is the masculine plural. So that's the rule. The rule is if it's a masculine plural, you add yam at the end of the verb. If it's feminine plural, you add waf to the end of the word. So y'all will want to write down those rules. So you'll want to write out if it's masculine plural, I would write it down, but let me see. Let me see if I could grab my notes. Can't be interesting. Let me see. Yeah. So how I've written it is, if the subject is plural masculine, add yam at the end of the verb. And if the, so let me just write out these rules. If subject, meaning who you're talking about, is plural, but in the masculine sense, you add yam, which is ya and ma joined together, yam to the end, to the end of the verb. Oh, you're just gonna copy over. Did you take a picture of the previous pages? You want to follow your notes later? Just so you can keep that. Or you can write these notes. So if the subject is plural masculine, add yam to the end of the verb. If subject is plural or feminine, you add waf. So that is wa and tha to the end. To this pen is it's a lot today. That's like a new pen. To end of verb. So those are the rules that you need to relate to all present tense verbs. So I'm going to go over the rules. The rule is to make a verb present tense, you add wa in between the first and second letter. So with shama, you add in between the sha and the ma. So shawama is how you make it present tense. If the subject is female, you add ha to the end of the verb. So For example, to say she is watching, it's haya'a, meaning she, and then shawama ra, because you add the ha, so ah. Now, and then these rules here, if the subject is plural or masculine, you add yam to the end, as we've done here. If you're saying we are watching, it's a group of men, you say anaknawa shawama yam. If the subject is plural female, you add wath to the end of the verb. So to say we are watching to a group of sisters, it would be anaknawa shawama wath. Now you can follow those same rules with, if I was to say they are watching group of sisters, it would be han, which is they, shawama wath, watching female masculine, female plural. If you'd say they are watching, talking about a group of men, it would be hawa'a, meaning they, it would be ham, meaning they, masculine plural, shawama yam. Those are the rules. So just think, is your subject masculine, feminine, or is it plural? You'll apply those 4 rules to everything, to all the present tense verbs. So there's a bit of a cut off. If I remove this, it basically just says, just lower the camera a touch. Too much. There we go. It says you add wath to the end of verb. I know it's a bit cut off on the screen. You should be able to get it. Okay. So to anybody that's finished writing this down, just let me know, and I'll give a little tester. For now, everybody just make sure you've written all this down. And we'll pretty much be closing out the class with this. So those are the 4 rules, and then putting it to each of the subjects. But for anybody that's finished writing this down, I'm going to ask you, how would you write you all, like talking to a group of men? So like you in the plural sense is basically how we would say like y'all, like you all. So if I was to say, how would you say y'all are giving? Like the example I had before, give, the verb give in Hebrew is nathan. So how would you say y'all are giving in the masculine plural sense? So I'll just write here, give is nathan. So equals nathan. So if I was to give this example here, let's see. How would you say y'all are giving? Using the rules we've learned and the subject pronouns. And this is, I should specify, this is in the masculine sense. So there's a masculine plural. So does everybody know how to say you all in the masculine sense, what the subject pronoun is? Okay, so the subject pronoun is a thumb. Like how you say Yahweh Bashim Yishabak Thumb. That means bless you all, talk to a group of men. So it'd be a thumb, meaning y'all, and then giving in the plural masculine sense would be na, wa. So you add wa in between the first and second letter. Go ahead. La. No, this is the masculine plural sense. So if I would say y'all are giving, y'all, you all, is a thumb in the masculine sense. Giving, as the verb, give is nathan. So to make giving as a masculine plural, you would do na, you'd add wa here. So wa makes it present tense. No, it'd be na, wa, than. Say again. Yam. Well done. So it'd be na, wa, than, yam. Because the rule is, what's the rule, Sharpa? That's right. So if the subject is plural masculine, add yam to the end. So to say y'all are giving, talk to a group of men, it's na wa than. So the verb is nathan, you add wa to make it present tense. So na wa than yam, because you're talking about a group of men. Does everybody understand what we've done? Khan, La'a, understand? What about in the chat? Do you understand? Just give me a thumbs up if you do, or just give me a thumbs down if you don't understand. I got thumbs up from Shalom. Diana, do you understand? Do you get it? Okay, most high in Christ. So if I was to change this to the feminine, who can tell me what it would be? So if I would say y'all are giving, talking to a group of sisters, how would I say that? Do you know what the feminine plural subject pronoun is? So if I'm saying like Yahweh Shema Isla Tha means bless you. If I was talking to a group of sisters, so making it plural, what would I say? Yahweh Shema Il Athan. Well done. So Athan means you talking to a group of sisters. So you would say Athan. That'd say give is Nathan. So you say Athan Nawathan was. So that's the, as I said, if the subject is plural feminine, you add what. So you'd say, let's see if I can fit it all on here. You'd say Athan Na Wa, making a present tense. Nawathan. And then you'd add wath. Can't fit it. Let me just draw an arrow. You'll get it. Wath. So to say y'all are giving to a group of sisters, it'd be athan, which means you all in the feminine plural. Nawathan wath. If everybody understands. If you want to write this example down, make sure y'all write it down. I'll hold it kind of close to the camera so y'all can see clearly. Too close. Get this sweet spot. Giving is enough. Afan, now afan well. So if you're online, probably going to just take a screenshot or take a picture and write down that example. And with that, so I'll give everyone time to write down what's on the board. So with that, if there's no questions, we'll pretty much close out the class with that. So we have all 4 rules. So we know no matter what subject we're talking to, we know how to say a verb in the present tense. So we have the examples of watch being shama. You add wa in between. You always, to make it present tense, you always add wa in between the first and second letter. And then depending on whether it's female singular or male plural or female plural, you'll add either a ha at the end, yam, or waf. Those are the rules you need to know. Now, over next class, we'll go over past tense verbs and future tense verbs as well. And we'll get the rules regarding those. But if there are no questions, we can pretty much close out with that. If everyone online has it written down, we can close out with the salute. Okay, Shalom Nahar or Diana, any of you still writing down anything that's on the board? Or you're ready to go?
I finished.
I'm finished as well.
Finished? All right, most high Christ. All right, with that, we'll close out with the salute. If I could get Officer Tzarp one. I'll hand it over to Officer 500 Tzarp one, close out with the salute.
Israel, Madia. Madia Shabbat. Madia. Alright. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yademitah. Sa.
Just leaving the sisters.
Madia. Madia Shabbat. Madia. Alright.
Yahweh Shema Alathan Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Yahweh Shema Alta B'Hashem Yahushai.
Yademitah.
Hey, Tawada for joining the class. Hope to see you all next week. We'll learn more about these verbs. Shalom, Yahweh it's like Yahweh Shema Alathan Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Shalom.
Most high Christ.